You know, the boys been playing some good hockey. We're just looking to continue that in Germany and head into Gothenburg.
Kyle Yamamoto was named today's second star, had 2 goals on the night. It was also his birthday. Birthday beats coming up on the plane?
Yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, he played a heck of a game tonight. That's what we need from him night in and night out. And he's just, you know, he's impressing us every night. So happy birthday to him and great game.
Thanks, Cam.
Thank you.
That's Cam Talbot, and he stops 40 in a 4-3 victory for your Edmonton Oilers.
The Edmonton Oilers organization would like to thank all fans in attendance today for another great show of support.
Right
the Oilers
of Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, and Aber, and Nurse. Puck was won back, and Calgary mishandled it. Matthew Tkachuk would not.
Puck drop is scheduled for 7 p.m. Don't forget to tune in to AM 630 CHED for Bob Stauffer's pregame show, Jack Michaels play-by-play, and
Hello and welcome to the EdmontonOilers.com live post-game show. I'm Tony Brar. Birthday boy Kyle Yamamoto had 2 on the night, while Jujhar Khaira and Connor McDavid added the others to lead the Oilers to a 4-3 victory over the Calgary Flames. We're going to be speaking to some of the players in just a short while, so stay tuned right here on EdmontonOilers.com.
Played in the last one here before going to
you know, we got off to a slow start, obviously. We weren't ready. Obviously, a little bit of a different day for us, getting ready to travel. Early start time. You know, we're not trying not to make excuses, but obviously we were ready to go. I thought we did a good job of responding. Killing off the penalties early in the second. Find a way to come back in the game and get a win.
Kyle Yamamoto had his 6th goal of the preseason. It was also his birthday. Pretty special night for him. What's it like playing alongside 56 and seeing his growth and development on the ice?
He's been good. He's been good all training camp. He's found ways to score goals. He's got a nose for the net. He battles hard, even though he's a smaller guy. So credit to him for his intensity and his grit. He's definitely a good little player.
The way you guys responded after a slow start, does that say a lot about the guys in the locker room?
Yeah, I think you think back to last year, how easily it would have been, 3-0, and then we give up a couple goals on the kills, and next thing you know, you're down 4-5-1, and the game's over. We found a way to get the kills and draw a penalty and get one on the power play, which didn't happen often last year. So special teams definitely kept us in it.
The things that you wanted to get right in this camp, right wing, Cam had to get his game straight, your team had to get, now that it's almost over, can you take stock? How did camp go in that regard?
Yeah, I liked camp. I thought guys came in with the right mindset. We came in ready to work and ready to listen, and I thought we've done a lot of good things. Obviously, the hard work's only getting started. The pace of the play and the intensity of the game is only going to go up from here. A long road trip here to get ourselves into it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Connor.
Situation here.
Good. I thought the guys really came to play. We got the puck on the goal line. Made some really good plays, so it's good to see.
How good do you feel about what you've been able to do in this camp after what you did last year at the same time?
I feel good. I think I still have a lot to prove, but as of right now, I feel good, but still a lot left to play.
What's it like to play alongside different line mates? You've been around the lineup, playing with different players. How does that help your game, and how do you try to complement the other guys?
I think it's helped. Just being able to adapt to different players. It's always good to play with some new players and get a new look. Fresh start. So it's good.
Last year, it went in for you a lot in the preseason, and then when the season started, you still got chances, but they stopped going in. Why do you feel that this year could be different?
I feel just a lot more comfortable and I have a lot more confidence. So.
Did those 9 games allow you to learn something that you feel that will allow you to be better this year?
Yeah, I think it just taught me how to be a pro. Just how to take care of my body, and have that mentality. Where you have that confidence to know when and how you're going to make that play.
You seem to just sort of hang around the net and score goals. What's the secret to that? Like, what do you got to remember to be effective in that?
I think just go to the net. If you're not going to the net, you're obviously not going to be, getting those chances. So I think just going to the net.
It's not a pleasant place to be sometimes, though.
Yeah.
Why do you still do it? Or?
It's where you get goals. The puck's always there. So if you go around there, you'll eventually find the puck. So.
Just speaking to Connor McDavid, he was talking about how the team got off to a slow start. What's it like to have number 33 between the pipes when you guys were outshot by as wide as 17 in the second period?
It's unbelievable. He's one of the best goalies in the league. He's hard to beat, and that's every team needs that. And he's off to a really good start, and I know he's going to keep it up, so it's good.
Connor McDavid has scored the OT winner the other night to Nugent-Hopkins. Wrist shot, the save made by Mike Smith, whose only 2 good starts. No one else showed up. Oilers completely overwhelmed Calgary in opening night last year. Here's a quick dish by McDavid, cross ice, wrist shot, score! A beauty for Jujhar Khaira, and it's a 1-0 lead for Edmonton. Khaira's first of the preseason comes on the power play and off a beautiful
score sheet with an assist today. How'd you feel about your game?
It felt pretty good. Felt like I was getting involved more offensively, just putting myself in better spots, getting involved in the forecheck. Did a pretty good job in the penalty kill, I thought. So overall, it was a pretty good game. I felt like I've been improving as the preseason's gone on.
It was the final tune-up before you guys head to Europe today. How are you and the rest of the group feeling ahead to Germany?
Well, we're feeling pretty good. We're definitely excited about the trip, not only for the games to be played, but as a team bonding experience. It's going to be good. Spending all that quality time with your teammates and get to know one each other, and doing some events away from the rink to build that camaraderie between the teammates. So it's going to be a good trip on and off the ice, and we're definitely looking forward to it.
The things that this team was worried about coming into camp, maybe the right wing, Cam Talbot said he had to play better and the team had to win some games. How would you take stock on how camp went to check those boxes off?
Yeah, I think as far as training camp's gone, I think we've done a pretty good job. There's obviously things to improve on, and it's going to be like that all season long. You're never going to be satisfied with where our game is at, but I think we're taking steps in the right direction, and we're doing and saying all the right things, and we just got to make sure we carry that through into the regular season. The game in Germany is going to be an important one heading into the first regular season game against New Jersey. So the job isn't done yet. We're getting ready for it.
You're down 3-1. The plane to Germany, sitting on the tarmac. I mean, it's a pretty easy game to bail out of and say, see you in Germany. What sort of possessed you guys to kind of fight back in a preseason game that really didn't matter?
Yeah, I think, that was a bit of a difference already, just seeing that this year compared to last year. I think last year when we dug ourselves into a hole, I don't want to say guys ever quit, but we dug ourselves into deeper holes, and next a 3-1 game is a 5-1 game, and today we were able to battle back, and it shows the resilience of our group, and we got to make sure that when you do find yourselves in a hole like this, you got to make sure you battle your way back and not dig yourselves a deeper hole.
You had Cam on the back end. He had 40 stops tonight. How much confidence does he instill in the rest of the group?
He's great. He's 2 years ago we made the playoffs. He was lights out all season long, and last season was a bit of an off year for everybody. So he's biting at the bit to get back and show what he's capable of doing. We all have confidence in him. He's an amazing goalie, and when he's between the pipes, we're definitely confident in him.
18 goals came 3 years back. Johnny Gaudreau. Giordano, Lindholm loads, fires, save, rebound, Gaudreau scores. Tie game. Johnny Gaudreau, power play goal, 11-13 with the assist to Giordano and Lindholm.
That was an impressive looking power play for Calgary. They won the drop, the Oilers never got a zone exit, and they missed one open net on a one-timer, and then a shot that ricocheted off the right pad of Cam Talbot, and Gaudreau had a wide open net. We have ourselves a tie game.
Reeder overrun by Valimaki, and now in transition, Jankowski drops it off. One-timer, score! Right through Cam Talbot. Sam Bennett has made it 2-1 Flames. Time, 15:44.
Well, the Oilers have been a little bit sloppy in this period, Jack, and they've been outplayed pretty good by Calgary here. The shots have 12-5, and Edmonton tried to get an offensive surge going up the right wing, and it got stopped just inside the blue line by us Reeder. And back the Flames came, and Jankowski set it up on a platter for Bennett. And I think that got it. Did that get a piece of Matt Benning on the way through past Talbot?
And the Flames will reset in their own zone. 2 minutes to play, first period. Shots 14-5, stretch pass. Lindholm, wrist shot, score. Right circle, blew it right over the right shoulder of Cam Talbot. It was the stretch pass that freed him up, and Lindholm made no mistake. 3-1 Flames with $1:58 left in this first period. Beautiful look by the Calgary captain.
As Giordano, and one thing we've seen with Lindholm, for whatever reason, he seems to play well against Edmonton. He's had some big games against the Oilers in the past. That was just a heck of a shot.
Would have nullified it anyways, but the Oilers on a nifty interior pass from Draisaitl to McDavid, benefited by Caggiula. It's been a bit more noticeable in this game, has an assist and a couple of effective forechecks, and now Kara kept the line for Yamamoto in front, deflected home by Jerabek, and Edmonton has tied the game, 3-all.
I think we just seen the key, Jack, for Kailer Yamamoto. Let him be a bit of the driver. Plays further down the lineup, and Jerabek's had two good offensive forays in a row and finished that one off in a deflection redirection. But the Oilers moved Aberg up to the line with Lucic and Draisaitl, and you know what? It never went. It's going to be Yamamoto's goal.
Right. It went off, I believe, a diving. Was that Matthew Tkachuk who went belly down to deflect the puck?
Yep.
It was Tkachuk who tried to defend the pass and inadvertently flicked it home. Demont dropped it off for Yamamoto, and now he'll jump up in the play as Caggiula drives it right side. A backhander save maybe by Smith, and the rebound glanced off Yamamoto and rolled in. 4-3 Edmonton. It's a 4-on-4 goal. And again, I'm not sure Yamamoto touched it. It might be Caggiula's goal, because he put it net front and Calgary had the coverage.
But again, who is in front of the net? Smallest guy in the Oilers team. Good play by Caggiula. That's Banging into the goal. It's going to be Yamamoto's goal. Yep. Skate. He might have even got the stick there before it went into the net.
It went post, skate.
I think he got it with a
Yeah, he got it with a stick right, right as it was on the goal line.
Yep.
Yeah, he nudged
Larson
it in.
and obviously left the game in the first period. Just wondering.
Yeah, his back tightened up a little on him in the first period, and we shut him down immediately with the flight coming up and all the travel and everything. It made no sense to keep pushing him through it, so he was done. He should be okay.
Todd, how would you assess the play of your second line through this the Draisaitl line through this preseason?
Draisaitl's line through preseason, I think mixed reviews. They've been really good, and then they've been a little bit careless at times with pucks, creating opportunities for the other team, and they know it. They'll be better. It's something we have to fix team-wide. What I've noticed with our group as a whole, now I'm going past Leon's line, but we don't play as much north-south early in the game as we need to. We turn the puck over far too many times in critical areas at this point. Yet when the game's on the line, the last 10 minutes of the game, we're doing all the right things with the puck. So let's bring that mentality into our play earlier, and we'll be fine.
What's a 6-1 preseason worth for you?
It's over. You know what? It's better than a 1-6 preseason. Much better than a 1-6 preseason. I watched Paul Maurice the other day. Winnipeg played their last game, and the emotional level of your team never gets to where it needs to be in exhibition season. He was talking about that. I think we'll see a rise in emotion in games now as we go forward, especially the regular season games, and we'll be tested in that area. I think we can take ours up. I know the other teams will, and we'll have to play a better game to maintain a winning record.
The things that you wanted to happen in the preseason, you know, we talked about Cam Talbot coming in, your right side coming in, a few other elements. If you could sort of take stock on the camp and check.
Starting goal, Cam looks tremendous. I'm sure he feels good, at least that's the word that I'm getting. So there's a check mark there. Mikko has come in and began to evolve with our team and feel his way into the North American game again. He's probably not exactly where he needs to be yet, but there's still time, and we'll work with him. On the back end, we've had a couple young players push, Bear and Bouchard, and they've done a fairly good job. We've had a couple a tryout guy that's pushed and a contract guy that's pushed. We have to make some decisions there. Up front, we've got the right wing position was challenged, and they accepted that challenge. They've been able to find ways to produce. We've got a lot of work on our penalty kill, which is, I think it did a good job, but it's way too much work. So in other words, we're taking far too many penalties. The power play has looked iffy and looked great, so we've got some work to do there. It's so early.
Todd, piggybacking on the Cam Talbot comment, how much confidence does he instill in his teammates and the coaching staff when maybe the team is off to a slower start and 33 is between the pipes?
I think you answered your own question, a lot of it. Goaltending can do that, and Cam has been very, very sharp, very calm, yet aggressive. Guys appreciate that on the bench when we weren't ready to go and we didn't play real well in the first. The only thing that got through it was our goaltending, and then we were able to wade our way into the game. So he's been outstanding throughout camp.
Does it feel much different this year?
Now you're asking me my feel. Well, yes and no. I think there's more of a focus for our group. Tonight, it got away on us a little bit. I think we got some other things on our mind, and everybody wants to get through those games healthy. We weren't prepared to engage or manage the game real well early, and they were. But practices have been attentive and crisp. Players are trying to do the right things. I think we're managing situations somewhat better. Most of us. There's still a few that have to improve. The goaltending feels better. The special teams are a work in progress. There's some new concepts and new ideas and thoughts that are still being absorbed. And I think once you get to play those situations rather than think them, you become better in both scenarios. So it does feel different.
Todd, could you talk a little bit about Kyler Yamamoto? You mentioned that right side. He was one of those question marks. There he is in the blue paint again today, getting a goal.
Yeah, and that's where he goes. That's what he does. And interestingly enough, we flipped some wingers around today, him and Pontus, halfway through the game. And when Yamo went with a different unit, he was more effective. I think he's got great vision, great skills. He's got a nose for the net. He's hungry in and around those areas, but he's also a polite young man that wants to get some other players the puck a little too often. When he went with JJ and Drake, he didn't have that in his game. He played a direct game, straightforward, and became more effective. So often with young players, it's intimidating sometimes to play with what are considered star players, and you always try and get them the puck. You feel like you owe them the puck. He's good enough to play with everybody. He's just got to not defer all the time.
Much has been made about your top line in the preseason. Obviously, Ratty not playing tonight, but how important is it to get a second line going? There's a question about Draisaitl earlier. How important is it for him to get off to a good start and prove that he can drive a second line?
Well, Leon can drive a line. I don't think there's any doubt about that. We saw that in the playoffs 2 years ago. We've seen it other times. We need our team to get off to a good start. They will play a big role in it. But if there's a group, whether it's a set of D-men, whether it's forwards, fourth line, that's having an off night, somebody else has to pick them up. And it'll all be team-orientated. Everybody gets a fresh slate now. We have to do things right. We have to do them harder and longer than the opposition, and we should be rewarded, and that includes Leon's line. Okay, all right. Thanks.